What's up, guys? I hope y'all having a blessed day today. So I'm gonna talk about these two NBA teams that's on the rise. They finally got over the hump. They're gonna be looking to get in the playoffs this year. They pretty much clinched on both sides of the conference. That is the Houston Rockets and the Detroit Pistons. The Houston Rockets. I'm gonna get started with the Rockets. The city is back buzzing out here in Houston. Obviously, I'm a big-time Pelicans fan, so I'm going to be supportive. But I like this team that the Rockets have drafted. And they just are figuring it out, guys. They're figuring it out. They first got Ime Udoka in here. And it was a blessing in disguise for both parties on what happened to him. And he's just, been a godsend as a head coach. And this is a team by committee. It's no guy averaging 30, no guy averaging 25, none of that. It's a system by committee, and everybody has to be able to play defense. And this team is 43-25 for the first time since the Harden era. And they're going to end up finishing with a winning record. So it's been dark days when James Harden left. They've been drafting, rebuilding with Jalen Green, with Alperen Sengun, with Jabari Smith, with all these guys, Tari Eason. Then you draft the unicorn, the Thompson twin. And honestly, I think I think Thompson may be one of the better players. I think both these twins have the size, the skill set. They have impeccable defense. They understand how to move their feet on defense. They sneaky strong. You're not going to overpower them in the post. And it had been games where Thompson in lockdown Jason Tatum, Thompson in lockdown Jaylen Brown. Those twins are going to be a force to be reckoned with. And the only weakness that they have, guys, take a wild guess with their weakness, is their shooting. If I'm their trainer over the offseason, you need to be just working on your shooting. Because around the rim, they have a soft touch. They know how to cut to the basket. They know how to move without the ball. And that's what pisses me off with all these superstars in today's games, guys. Learn how to move without the ball. You don't have to have the ball in your hand to be effective in games, guys. That's what gets on my nerves with these superstars nowadays. It's like these role players know how to move without the basketball better than y'all. The only person I can remember on the top of my head that really knew how to move without the ball and cut to the basket and learn different ways to be effective without scoring, without having the ball in his hand, is Dwayne Wade. It's D Wade. That was D Wade. That's one thing I remember with D Wade. He really knew how to move without the basketball. But back to my point with the Rockets, man, they have drafted well, and the free agent pickups have fit perfectly. Now, Fred VanVleet is obviously not having his one of better seasons, but he comes in clutch for them, from the three ball. And then what Dillon Brooks has brought to this Rockets team has been amazing. He's turned the culture around with his leadership. And he's kind of the enforcer. You're not going to punk us. And that's why I've always been a fan of Dillon Brooks. Yeah, he probably may be obnoxious and all of that, but he still plays hard, and he's a good 3-and-D player. Play the defense, can hit the three ball at a solid clip. So, and guys, these field goal percentage numbers, they're okay. Jalen Green, 42%. Fred VanVleet, he's been terrible this year, 38%. Dillon Brooks, 42%. Alperen Sengun, 50%. Jabari Smith, 42%. And Ben Thompson, 55%. And that just goes to show that this kid is impeccable around the rim. But if we get him to get this jump shot together, he reminds me like a Sean Livingston type. He's gonna be 10 times better than Sean Livingston. But that's the type of vibe he gives me. He can literally play defense and guard. He could probably guard some fives, guys. That's how elite these twins are. We just got to get these guys to lock in on the offensive end and learn, just be a better shooter. That's what they need these twins to do. Y'all need to get better in the shooting department, because that's how Ben Simmons got exposed. You got to at least give me a mid-range, son. You can't be in the NBA. You can't give me a mid-range. Because you're literally just going to be playing 4-on-5 in playoff times. And that's how Ben Simmons got exposed. That's why I hope Zion at least learn how to develop a mid-range, at least if you can't give me a 3-ball. But you can't just be playing defense because I'm just playing 4-on-5 on the offensive end. But so the Rockets are 4th in the league at 108.7 points allowed on defense per game. They've improved each year on the defensive end, and Alperen Sengun has improved defensively as well. And I like that kid. He's amazing. He's a baby Jokic. The offense runs through him. His footwork at his age, his footwork is elite, is already elite. I think I'd take one of his. He's one of the better post presence in the league with his footwork at this age. And I could tell he's been working with Hakeem and is really paying off. They made the right decision to let go of Clint Capella years ago and draft this kid. His passing vision is elite. Alperen Sengun really literally has kind of no weakness. The only weakness is his defense, and that ain't got better. But he's a smaller center. He was busting Wemby ass last year. He bust his ass last year. I remember that game towards the end of the season last year. Yeah, he bust his ass. You know. And it's just how he move in the paint. Got a nasty drop step. He got a hook shot. You sag off of him. I could hit the mid-range. His 3-point shot, it needs a little bit of work, but he can hit it. So that kid is nice. But the one disappointment that's very been disappointing to me, guys, and I know a lot of Rockets fans as well, Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith go through spurts where he may look like one of the better potentials in the league, and then one night he come out flat, missing shots. His 3-ball not hitting. Now, as a defender, he's a hell of a defender. But we thought, I can't remember if he's in his 3rd or 4th year, we thought by this time you would have been one of the rising stars in this league. Because when you look at Jabari Smith, he has the skill set. You can't tell me you don't look at the kid and have that skill set. 6'11", can defend all positions. He looked like he could create his own shot, but it's just not, he's not putting it together all the way. And maybe he may need to go to another situation. Maybe you trade him for a star or something, and maybe he blossom into something on another team, because this team is deep. This team is deep, and I haven't even got on Jalen Green. He's one of my favorite players to watch. With his slashing ability, you know, he can create his own shot. Got a nasty step back, but even with Jalen Green, we kind of see what he is at this point. A high volume shooter, and he may come out 25, 8 for 16. Then the next game, he may come out 14 points, 4 for 15. That's what Jalen Green is. And the Rockets, the only problem they can run into, because in the playoffs, you may need that in the playoff games, where you may need a scorer that can create his own shot from the 3 position to the 1 position. You need that. And, you know, Fred VanVleet, he's kind of losing a step a little bit. Cam Whitmore, he's in and out of the lineup, in and out of the G League. You know, so you're going to need that from Jalen Green, because he has the potential to be a superstar, but he's another one that goes through long streaks of inconsistency. You know, because when it comes down in playoff, man, they're going to put the best defender. You're going to be seeing the opposing team best defender on you. And you got to be able to create your own shot in crunch time. So I'm liking what I see from the Rockets. You know, they're ranked 11 at the age 24.8 age range. They're ranked 11, and this is a great young team. And you don't see young teams like this that could play defense at a high level like this. They play through their defense, and they just grind games away. So I'm impressed. I'm glad the Rockets are buzzing in this city again. It's always good to see the Rockets. But let's get on to Detroit basketball. The other twin, Ausar Thompson, it's so good to see Detroit back, man. It's been dark days, guys, in Detroit. When you pray for sunshine, the rain got to come first. And it's been dark, rainy days in Detroit. Oh, man, it's been horrible. Ever since Chauncey Billups left Detroit and got traded for one of my favorite players growing up, AI. AI was past his prime at the time, and it's just been a shit show. And yeah, they might have had a few years where they made the playoffs with Andre Drummond. And I know one year Blake Griffin had one of the best seasons of all time at his position. You know, I was very proud to see Blake Griffin shake back, but then he got hurt a year after they made the playoffs with him. And it's just been all hell broke loose in Detroit. And now they drafted well and signed free agents. Cade Cunningham is their best player, averages 25.6 points per game, 9.3 assists per game, and 45 field goal percentage. And he should be all NBA. He may be second, third team. This kid is their SGA. This kid is their Luka. The offense runs through him. And he likes to do his damage in the mid-range. I love his mid-range. He's just silky smooth. They have had more wins this year than the last two seasons combined, guys. I'm going to repeat this. They have had more wins than the last 2 seasons combined. They've had some really ugly days in Detroit. And it's so good to see this team playing basketball. And this team give you Detroit basketball with Isaiah Stewart, with Jalen Duren, with Malik Beasley cockiness. I don't like Malik Beasley, but what he's doing at the three-point level is amazing. Malik Beasley has had 25 games with 5 3-point made. So he's had 25 games with at least 5 3-pointers made. That leads the NBA. He's been a godsend. I just got a bone to pick with him. And it's like, when y'all go play in LA, y'all forget how to play basketball. Y'all look like y'all got your powers removed off Space Jam playing in LA. That's the shit that pisses me off. See, when Brian and them needed you in AD, y'all wasn't hitting nothing. Him, Taurean Prince, Gabe Vincent started that crap. What's the other one that came from the Heat? Kendrick Nunn? They didn't hoop. Now y'all get to other programs and hoop. You've been playing the same game your whole life, brother. And don't tell me, oh, it's the system. You just wasn't hooping. It's the same game. You're just playing in LA, bro. So it's good to see that he's really helped this team because they needed shooting bad. Guys, this team, their defensive rating is 11th at 112.2 this year. Last season, they was 118.0. They were 25th in the NBA. For their 3-point field goal percentage per game would be 36.3%. That's 12th in the NBA. And last season, it was 34.8 and 26 ranking. So this team, before the Thunder debacle, where everybody was in the oorah with the referee, they just terrible. They're just terrible. I don't even care about refs no more. They just gonna ref how they want to ref nowadays. They pick and choose, move the goalposts. But before that loss, I think they had an 8-game winning streak. So this team is not even gonna be playing in the play-in. They're gonna be clinch the playoff spot. They've really improved, man, on all phases, defensively, offensively. You're not getting nothing in the paint like that. You're not coming in our paint. And also Thompson, the second half of the twin, he gives me like a Ryan Artest. Get in the gym in the offseason and work on your jump shot, twins. Because these kids, it's sky's the limit. It's sky the limit for this Detroit Pistons team, man. They made all the right moves. Even Tobias, even though I know a lot of people don't like Tobias, but he's been solid this year for them. You know, they ain't got their money's worth. And it's just patience, guys. It's patience. You just got to be patient. You got to go through the dark days. And they can be, both these teams can be a problem for teams in the West and the East, because they want to play through their defense, and they got stars on the team that can create their own shot to a productive level, and especially Cade Cunningham. I've really enjoyed his game, man, these last 2 years, watching him improve. And, you know, you could tell he has the confidence, and you could see that he never wavered. He knew eventually they was going to get out of the mud and see the sunlight, and they have. And Isaiah Stewart he's their enforcer. He's their enforcer. You know, you're not gonna punk us. You're not gonna just do whatever on the court. I remember one game Stephen Curry was talking shit. Stewart had to check that. Say, bro, go back to your bench. Get up, go ahead, go over there, bro. And I like Beef Stew. I like it. Now sometimes he could be a little bit reckless and obnoxious, but that's what you need. When you've been having a losing culture, you need somebody to change that culture. That's what Draymond Green did for the Warriors. You're not gonna come in here and punk us in Detroit. So Detroit basketball is back, you know, so we'll see how the rest of the season play out for both of these teams. And it's good to see these young stars finally get to the playoffs. And I got another video coming up, and I'm going to say this because I'm one of this guy's biggest fans, and I'm very disappointed to see him not grow as a winner. He's not growing as a winner yet. And just because you can put asses in the seats and you got these nasty step backs, bro, and you play the game to what the fans want to see, you're not winning anything, bro. And you watching your peers finally get to the playoffs. It's time for you to get to the playoffs. And I'm going to talk about this guy in my next video, guys. So be safe.